Hey everyone, it is late at night and I'm Norman. I've actually never owned a Dan Henry watch. I'm not sure why. But as of today, I do. I got this brilliant looking chronograph watch, the 1937, and it's super impressive. And tonight we're going to be reviewing it. So let us begin. So this is what my Dan Henry watch shipped in. The original owner received it in this. It's a nice tri-fold case here. Here is one of the straps that it shipped with. Just a nice basic leather strap here. And both of the straps actually had all of their packaging on them still. And as you can see, the owner didn't wear this. The other was brand new like this as well. I've since worn it, so it has some creases on it now. But yeah, basically a like new Dan Henry. Came with a card, and it came with this instruction manual, which just kind of unfolds. I actually haven't looked at it at all yet. Instructions. I do like this case quite a bit. It's not very protective though, so I'm not sure I would really use it for traveling. But if I'm taking my watches to someone's house or something like that, sure, why not? Fold that over and roll it up. Pretty cool. And here it is, my very first Dan Henry watch. And look at that thing. That is just beautiful. So cool looking. This is a 1937, so it's kind of Art Deco-y in style. This is the black strap. And it's interesting because it looks like it would be one of those thin leather straps that kind of look like this. I've got a couple of them, and they're pretty thin, but this one is actually kind of thick. We have the Dan Henry buckle here. I really like the taper on this. It goes from 20 to 16, but look at how wide this strap looks. I had to double check to make sure it was actually a 20, because it really looks like a 22. I'll probably be swapping that out for something that looks a bit better, something with contrast stitching on it. Kind of make it look a little bit narrower than it is, but quality-wise, it doesn't seem to be too bad. Looking at the lugs, they don't really angle down a whole lot. They are drilled, and these are quick release, by the way, which I've been really liking lately. I may have to get some more of them. While we're at it, looking at the case back, and there is some Dan Henry etching on there. So we have the Art Deco locomotive there. Not sure exactly what train that is. I will have to look that up. But we have some text around there. It's screw down and great looking. Looking at the watch from the side, it looks really thin, especially for a chronograph. It's actually just about as thick as the one that I borrowed from my brother, but this one appears to be thinner just because of that case design. Looking at the pushers here, just kind of basic. I prefer the kind that my brother's has, but these fit the aesthetic much better. We have the signed crown there. Let's see what this is like to operate. So we'll pop this out. And we'll set the time. It's kind of weird. It feels like there's almost a lag on the hands. Like you turn it, and it feels like they don't quite move right away. It's interesting. It feels fairly high-end though. I mean, this was under $200 in like new condition. And I think they retail for around $200 to $300 or $300 and something. Somewhere around there. Pop this back in. And there's no seconds subdial at all. So you just have to kind of watch the hands to see that the watch is still going. Alright, let's see how these pushers are when you go to use them. Nice click there. There goes the seconds hand. And here we have the minutes subdial. So you can track up to 60 minutes. I'm not sure what happens after that. I assume that this would just keep on going around again, but we'll let the second hand work its way around. Alright, so as we're approaching a minute, you can see that this is advancing down here. It doesn't click over, it just slowly kind of moves into the minute slot, and there it goes. I'll have to do a follow-up video on how to use these markings on the outside here. I am not a huge chronograph person, so I'm not real well versed on some of the markers that are on various chronographs. So we'll stop this, and it snaps right back up. This is a mecha quartz movement, very cool. And looking at the crystal, it is boxed. I love it. That just looks amazing. Gorgeous. And that dial is so much fun. And so different from my usual taste in watches. I like minimalism. Most of my watches are not busy at all. This one is, but it looks great. And I'm glad to add another chronograph to the collection. I do have the old Bulova that I got from a friend of mine. Now I've got this one. I love the handset on here. Those leaf hands look great. The seconds hand is nice. There's not a whole lot of contrast here. Sometimes the hands kind of get lost in the light. You can kind of see there. But the aesthetic is just great. There is no lume on this watch, but that is fine. As for the specifications on this watch, the case size is 38 millimeters. The case height is 12.7 millimeters. The lug to lug is 46.1 millimeters. The lug width is 20 millimeters. The crystal is that weird Dan Henry sapphire coated mineral crystal with AR treatment. Whatever that means. Basically, I'm pretty sure this is a mineral crystal. I'm not sure how you would coat that with sapphire. Very strange. The movement inside this is a Seiko VK64, and the water resistance is 30 meters. Alright, I'm actually wearing my brother's Dan Henry tonight. Look at that thing. I'll have to do a comparison video between these two. Alright, let me take this off my wrist. And I'll show you what it's like to wear this Dan Henry. Here is the new to me Dan Henry watch on my 7-inch wrist. Look at that case. That is so cool. This one wears larger than my brother's does. And when I do the comparison, you'll see that this looks larger as well. But they're actually 38 millimeters, both of them. And I'm used to vintage watches, so 38 millimeters is pretty big, which is really hilarious. But this is a great size, and pretty much what you will get with chronographs in general. That is super fun and just great looking. Super impressive, especially for the price. That is $100 and some well spent. So cool. So there you have it, my first ever Dan Henry watch, and so far I'm really impressed with it. This is absolutely solid, just a gorgeous looking watch. And I have a second chronograph in my collection. Sweet. Thanks for watching.